So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for Approaches to Drama Therapy today. We are joined by some licensed drama therapists, some amazing people from the Marin Shakespeare Company and their Shakespeare for Social Justice program. And we've got with us Lynn Baker-Nauman, Soraya Susanna Keating, and Marianne Shine, and they're here to tell us about drama therapy and give us some exercises that maybe we can use in our own circles. So I will hand this over to them.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to see you guys today from all over. I'm calling from sunny California. It's a nice early morning for us here. And I would like to talk to you a little bit about how drama therapy distinguishes our work inside prisons. It's more about the process than the product. And as drama therapists, we like to go into the emotional process. While working in prisons, it's important to keep in mind that the stuff that we do is therapeutic, but it's not therapy. So it's that fine line that we're trying to play with there. So we still want to create and maintain something we call a container of safety. So a container is a place where we try to get the group to express vulnerability in a safe way. And a lot of times we work in pairs or maybe even with a few extra volunteers, because it's great to have an extra pair of eyes on the situation and an extra pair of ears on the situation when you're running a group. And then also to get reflection at the end of the group process. So I like to think of a drama therapist as an artist with lots of tools in their toolbox. Sometimes I might use paintbrushes. Sometimes I might use crayons or oil pastels. And so I just pull out something from my toolbox to use. And you will see a small demo of that today with some of our warm-ups. And then as we actually use the Shakespeare text, different ways to enter that and to play with. And today we will concentrate on our three areas of connection, emotion, and empathy. And I'm going to lateral this over to Soraya. Why Shakespeare with drama therapy?
Thank you, Marianne, and welcome everyone. It's great to be here with you all. And so just going to touch on why Shakespeare and how does it relate to drama therapy. And by the way, after our intros here, we're going to dive into lots of games and exercises. So one distinction that to me is really important in drama therapy, also in expressive arts therapy, is the distinction of distance tools versus proximal tools. So if you can think of a continuum, like a line perhaps, when we invite players to engage in an exercise when they're acting, when they're going into a metaphorical story, that's considered more distanced. Whereas if you invite someone in an acting class to look at like their personal experience and their wounds and their gifts, that's, getting at their personal material. And acting always blends both. But one nice thing from a therapeutic perspective is it can be helpful to take a distanced approach first. It often creates more safety. Not always, nothing is an always, but when we use a Shakespeare play, we get to, through the metaphor of Shakespeare and the story and what the characters are going through, people get to relate to that, to say, oh yeah, I've been through that too, or I wonder what that would be like, or wow, I had that wound too, or that pain or that struggle too. So Shakespeare offers a distance way where we can slowly get more personal, but we start with the distance. So that's a way that from a drama therapy lens, Shakespeare, and not just Shakespeare, any playwright, is a real gift. So I'm going to pass it on to Lynn now, who's going to share a little more about drama therapy theories.
Yeah, I thought we should. Hi, I'm Lynn, everyone. I thought we should share a little bit about the theories that came before this amazing theory of how to use drama therapy with Shakespeare. And I do want to really credit Soraya and Leslie Currier for combining so many of the theories to let it flourish with Shakespeare. and because it's beautiful language and all the reasons why we love Shakespeare. But I wanted to share a few of, because drama therapy really began like finding that term in the 70s. And it's that idea of the intentional and systematic use of theatrical techniques to facilitate personal growth and promote mental health. So if we look at it as that lens, so many of what we already see of what theater does, right? We've already experienced it. And so now it's intentionally going in and then picking it out and figuring out these theories were created because it was that idea of how can I focus on that in particular? So I'm just going to name a bunch of them, throw them out there, and hopefully, you know, some of them spark some interest. You're like, oh, I want to learn more about that. We're all a part of the North America Drama Therapy Association, NADTA, and that's a great resource to, if you want to know more, or if you wanted some specific training. There's always just like little classes here and there you can do if you don't want the full gamut. But one is that I'll start with is just, and I'm just going to go briefly through it because we have so much we want to share with you today. But role theory is one of the main ones, and really specifically like focusing on a role and diving into that, something that we all do with Shakespeare, right? But looking at how that relates to us. Something that we all studied is the 5-phase model that Renee Imuna has created by long-term and mostly with groups. So that's something that is really focused on the group. There's also one called DDT, developmental transformations. And that is something that can be one-on-one individually, but it's also a group. And again, a lot more of a long-term, as far as even like long-term thinking, like the event would last for the full hour. So it's not as much as thinking about specific exercises. A lot of it is based on the theater of the oppressed. If you have heard or studied, you know, any of the Augusta Boal, a lot of those exercises are drama therapy, like are drama therapeutic. So we borrow a lot of that, as I'm sure a lot of you have as well. So something in particular that he worked a lot with was the sculpting of the bodies, using the bodies. And that's something that we as drama therapists have borrowed a lot of that as well. And the trust that it takes and what he works on in the work of the theater of the oppressed is really pivotal as well. So some of the other things that are more concrete of what we work with is some playback theater, meaning that using improvisation to actually play back a scenario situation from our perspective, from what we hear. So again, really utilizing that listening tool that is so important to create that therapeutic environment. And then there's psychodrama and sociodrama. Psychodrama was kind of before even drama therapy was termed. And that would be, Moreno was the pivotal person on that. And that is using the individual, mostly story, that using a group to help share that. I'm putting this in some really short form here, but it's more of a spontaneous thing. And then sociodrama is using the story of the whole, as far as using the whole like sociological story, if you will. So in a nutshell, what has happened utilizing all of these is the development of using these theories to create the Shakespeare for social justice. So putting them all together, we want to share some of that with you today. So that's in a nutshell. I think I will drop the NADTA website in the chat just so that you have access to it if you want to learn or see more. And then I'm going to pass it over. And we'll have time maybe at the end for any questions, or you know, something comes up, you're welcome to throw it in the chat too. So I'm throwing it back over to some playtime. I think I'm giving it to Soraya first. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give it.
Thank you, Lynn. And yeah, I just also want to put a shout out to Marin Shakespeare, who Lynn, Marianne, and I work for Marin Shakespeare, and Leslie and Bob Courier, who have done an amazing job spreading Shakespeare in prison. And to all of you who are here doing work, I see Kurt Tofflin here and others just doing amazing, amazing work that has inspired me through the years. So thank you. So moving into our playtime together, we're going to be using a little text from Midsummer today. But first, I'd love to get to know a little bit about everybody and get a little more connected. So we're going to play a game that I'll call today, The Light Shines on You If. And the way it works is I'm going to say the light shines on you if, and then I'll say something that's true for me. And if it's true for you, well, we're going to all go off camera. We're going to turn our videos off. And then if what I say is true for you, you'll turn your video on again. Okay, we'll do this a few rounds. So let's have everybody turn your video off, please. So video's off. Here we go. The light shines on you if in some way theater saved your life. So video on if in some way theater saved your life. And let's just take a look at who this is true for. Great. Thank you. All right, let's have videos off. Great. The light shines on you if you have had a hard time in some way in the past year. If you've had a hard time in the past year. Okay, just take a moment to look around, see who also has had a hard time. Okay, let's have videos off. The light shines on you if you have had some unexpected gift come out of the last year. Some unexpected gift come out of the last year. Let's take a moment and just see who that's true for as well. Okay. All right. I'll do one more, then I'll ask for a volunteer or two to lead this. So let's turn videos off. The light shines on you if you have ever had a fear around learning Shakespeare. If you've ever had a fear or felt intimidated around learning Shakespeare. Okay, thank you. May I have a volunteer who would like to give us maybe 2 or 3 phrases, starting with the light shines on you, of something that's true for you, and then we'll see who it's also true for. So any volunteers, if you could give a hand raise or a wiggle. Scott, all right. And then Jonathan. All right, we got 2 volunteers.
Okay,
Scott,
go for it, Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan, you want to?
What am I doing? Oh, I'm throwing out another prompt. Okay.
Yeah, so let's all turn videos off. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Okay. The light shines on you if your phone goes off while you're on Zoom.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's do videos off. Do you have one more?
Oh, yeah. The light shines on you if you consider yourself a writer.
Thank you, Jonathan. One more?
Oh, wow. Okay. The light shines on you if you love your animal. Your animal companion.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. That was great. We have one more volunteer. One more volunteer who would like to. Okay, I see. Is it Eileen? Eileen Ryan? Great. Eileen, we'll turn videos off and Eileen's going to share. Go ahead.
The light shines on you if there's a part of you that you thought no one would ever understand.
Okay.
Cool.
How about one more, Eileen?
One more. Whoops. The light shines on you if you can remember right now the happiest day of your life.
Thank you, Eileen.
Interesting.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's all come back on video if you like. And now I want you to imagine a scale of 1 to 10, holding up 10 fingers. And if you could just think about on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really connected, 1 being not connected at all, how connected do you feel to our group right now? You could be honest. Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, so let's play another game, and this game is going to involve a 1 to 10 scale. But for this, we're going to do a scale of different emotional expressions. So can someone shout out or write in the chat and actually let's invite everybody to write in the chat, or whoever wants to, what's an emotion you felt this week? What's an emotion you felt this week? A feeling, maybe it was a hard feeling, maybe it was a good feeling. I see sad. Great. What are some? Anxiety, rage, joy, overwhelmed, shame. Okay. Frustration, anxiety. Oh yeah, lots of emotions we get to experience in this human journey. Confused, grief. All right, so let's play with expressing this emotion with our bodies. Oh, you're tired. So let's go on mute. If you're not on mute, we're going to do this game where we express emotions with our bodies, but we'll express it at different levels. So one emotion I saw was enthusiastic. So if you were to express through your body, and you can make sound too, but we're just going to be on mute because of the Zoom thing for now. What would level 1 enthusiasm look like through your body? Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing some smiles. I see Melinda smiling and see kind of a soft eyes. How about level 3, enthusiasm? Yeah, and if you like what somebody else is doing, you can copy it. And how about level 5, enthusiasm? Well, I see, good. I see some bright faces. How about level 8? Level 8 enthusiasm. Ooh, yeah. And feel free to copy somebody. In fact, I encourage you to copy and mirror. And how about level 10? Level 10. Wow. And back to level 5. And level 1. And let's let that dissolve. Great. All right. Now, nicely done. Because of time, I think we're going to just keep our levels game simple. We might return to that, but I want to pass it now to Marianne, who's going to take us through more of a journey of emotions.
I was going to interrupt, if I may, really quick, to just add in something that occurred that I noticed when we were doing the light shines on you, is that distance and that closer connection that we were experiencing, and that we went from an array of emotions that I thought was really interesting, and I really appreciate that. That happened organically without even prompting that. So I just wanted to reflect that back to you.
Thank you, Lynn. We're going to do some more exploring of emotions. These are some more warm-ups to get more into our body. And we're going to combine it with text. And it's a text that everyone knows. We are on Zoom, so I recommend you keep your mute on, but in the privacy of your own space. You will be saying the text aloud, and I will be holding up different emotions, and you will change what you are saying with this feeling of the text. So let me know if you can see this, or would it be better if I said the word happy? I'm going to say happy, and then I'll hold it up as well. And I'm going to demonstrate with Soraya. We're going to do just a few letters of the alphabet, and then she will change her. Maybe you can take your mute off so that the group can just hear. Okay, so the text everyone's going to be doing is the alphabet. And so hopefully everyone's had this memorized, so it's easy to work with. And we'll start off with happy.
A, B, C, D.
Sad.
E, F, G, H.
Angry.
I, J, K.
Beautiful.
L.
You got it, you guys? That was beautifully done. Thank you for demonstrating. So just play along. This will warm your body up and warm your brain up at the same time before we move on to the next level. All right, ready? Start your alphabet on happy. Nice. Sad. Angry. What is this one? Jealous. That's great. Brokenhearted. Confused. You guys are doing great. And if you finish the alphabet, just start again. In love. Worried. Yep. Lustful. Scared. Okay, and beautifully done. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Nicely, nicely. You guys feel a little more warmed up? Does your brain matter feel a little bit? Yep. Okay, great. You guys did wonderful. And we have one more emotional exercise, and this is going to include character. So I'm going to create, let me see. I'm going to do the demo on this one for you guys. Let me just get my timer down for 1 minute. And this idea is called 6 characters in 60 seconds. And you can give them each a different emotional quality. You don't have to say anything. There's no text this time, but you can make up anything you want because you'll be on mute. But this is really fun. And I'm going to give you a quick little demo with maybe just about 3 or 4 characters, and you'll see what I mean. So when I say change after 10 seconds, you're going to go into a character that's completely different status, maybe a different emotional quality. If it seems a little confusing, I will just demonstrate it for you. Okay? So, first 10 seconds. Your dinner is served, madam. It is right here. It's escargot. All right, that was 10 seconds. Now I'm going to say switch.
Oh, can you tell me how I get up into that tour of the Eiffel? It looks really interesting.
And then after 10 seconds, switch. I seem to be lost. Can someone show me where I'm going? All right. So I used confusion. I used superiority. I used different types of emotions with different characters. And you can also play with the different spaces too, like close and far. Just a way of stretching your abilities as an actor and playing with character. Okay. Can everyone hear me okay? When I say switch, you know that's 10 seconds and you'll switch into the next character. Are there any questions? All right, let's have some fun with this. All right. And away you go. And switch, something completely different. And switch, someone completely different. Yes. How can you up the stakes on this emotion? Now switch again. You're halfway through. Yeah. Right. Beautiful. Switch. Nice. Getting out of your chair. Right. Nice choice. Good. Working on volume. Good, good, good. And switch. This is your last one. Make it your best one. Yes, good. Woohoo! All right, that was it. You are done. 6 characters in 60 seconds. Bravo. Some of you had some fun there. Yeah. Good commitment. All right, so I'm going to move it on to Lynn.
Nice, thank you. I'm feeling warm. Great, so now we're going to move into a little bit of text. And this idea is line repetition. There's a lot of different ways we can do this, but I thought this would be fun with the text that maybe you've heard from Midsummer Night's Dream, one line. And how it works is that they'll be in pairs. One person says the line and the other person mirrors it back. And then the first person says it again, and with a different choice, a different idea, a different feeling, a different movement, a different something to play with the flexibility. And then the partner will mirror it back as much as you can. So it's about listening, it's about observing, it's about being in the moment and sticking with the line as much as you can. And then after a few times going back and forth, you can switch up the line if you're feeling it, especially because a lot of times we're working with folks that don't have the line. We're going to be able to see it in the chat, but if they don't have it, it might switch automatically a little bit, and that's fine. And to see if even the line repetition back might switch, to just play and see what comes up for you to be in that moment. So a lot about listening and being present with the other person. So, okay, the line is, and Marianne and I are going to just quickly demo this for you so that you've got a feel of what it can look like, what you can play with. So if I begin, love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind.
Okay, I think that's a good demo. The idea is just to play, and really we kind of lost track of who was mirroring who, but it's the idea of just connecting and to really be listening to, and to be present to react with what they've been giving you as well. And what else do I want to say about that? The idea of playing with it. In a sense, sometimes you might want to up the other person, or just to see what happens, and to be creative and flexible. All right, so now you have this, and I think it should follow you in your chat. If not, we'll put it in there. This line, so we're all going to play with this line. And you'll be in pairs and just for a few minutes, and we'll bring you back. And so, be open to allowing it to change, to transform. If we were in person, we would be probably like running after each other or finding different ways of moving our bodies as well. So be open to moving in your space. All right. Any questions? Shall we just go? We're going to go into some quick pair breakout rooms.
Here. Hi. They survived.
I'd
Did you have
love to
fun?
hear if there's any reflection of what that was like for anyone. Anyone would like to share real quick?
Does it look like Trisha's going to say something?
I unmuted. Cameron and I had a blast. Thank you, Scott, for throwing us in the same room there. And it was, it's kind of wonderful, the prompt of listening, because then you get cued to see what your partner is intending, and then organically see what's going to exit your own response. So we had fun, and then kind of finished in unison, right, Cameron? We kind of finished in.
Yeah, just right. It was like it felt just the right place where we had kind of completed a cycle. I want to say also that the mirroring is kind of nice, that you start with the mirroring, but then it evolves. It becomes more of a dialogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's nice.
Oh, good. Did anyone find that it transformed like the words itself into different things as well?
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was like a Meisner exercise or something. Yeah. Like we started talking to each other using just this one line over and over again.
Nice. Good. Well, I'm glad you guys embraced that and had fun and feeling a little bit warmer. So now we're going to jump into the whole monologue from Helena in Act 1, Scene 1. I'm not really sharing, am I? I'm not sure if I know how to chat.
I got it. I'll drop it in the chat.
Oh, I think I did it.
There, you did it.
Okay. So we have this monologue. Of course, you can't see it as it's, actually written as far as the scansion, but thinking about this, we're going to play with this a little bit. That was familiar enough, and would love to have a volunteer who would like to read the first half and another volunteer for the second half, just for fun, if we've got someone willing to, or not? I'm looking at anyone to unmute or a
Raise your
hand.
hand
or-
if you want to volunteer. Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing that means Scott's volunteering. Scott and Soraya. How about half for Scott, half for Soraya?
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know.
Soraya.
And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
Great, thank you. And I love the fact that we already played with one of those lines. So there's some familiarity, right? If we were working with a group that's never seen this before, so they're like, oh, now I know the context, right? And can play with that. So now I'm going to send it over to Soraya because we're going to do more with this. And to introduce that.
Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, so just would love to invite folks to share in the chat, what emotions do you sense in that monologue? Yeah, like I sense, or what when you feel into what Helen is talking about, like what's the essence of what she's talking about? Either emotion, I see resentment, betrayal, frustration. I don't know if this is an emotion exactly, but I read into like she's comparing herself to someone else, jealousy, discovery, great, longing. And second question is, and we're going to in a little bit break into small groups to discuss this monologue and also create something from it. Second question is, how do you relate to this in your own life? Like what's something this reminds you of in your own life? So we're taking like a Shakespeare text, more distance, and now getting a little more personal. Like for me, it does remind me of when I've compared myself to other people and thinking somebody has like a better off situation than me. It's one thing it reminds me of. So if you want to share in the chats, if you feel open, getting passed over for a gig, yeah. And in a moment, we're going to share in groups of 4 around what emotion do you sense in this monologue, and also what does it remind you of in your own life? Yeah, feeling left out or misunderstood. And we're also going to now take this monologue and create out from it. And here's the assignment, and I'll ask Scott to drop in to the chat box. I think I sent you 2 little blurbs with the assignment. So the assignment in your small groups, or the invitation, is to first talk about how you relate to this monologue personally. Second, as a group, you'll choose one line from this monologue that's going to be the start of a poem or a song that your group is going to create. So a whole new work of art. So we're using Shakespeare to create something new. So for example, Lynn and Marianne, will you play with me for a moment? Let's say Lynn and Marianne and I are in the same group. And Lynn, would you choose one line for us to start a whole new poem with?
A whole new poem. Okay.
Or a song.
About,
it might be a song. Yes. Which line do you like?
Love can transpose to form and dignity.
Great. Say it one more time. Love
can transpose to form and dignity.
Okay, great. So that's going to be our first line of our poem, or we might make a song. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Great. Marianne or Lynn, do you have a second line we could add to that?
So we're making
our own, or from Shakespeare?
We're making our own. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we start off with one from there.
Yeah.
Transpose to form and dignity. Confusion reigns with my femininity.
So confusion reigns with my femininity. Okay, so let's start from the top of our poem. It starts with love can transpose to form and dignity. Marianne, confusion reigns with my femininity. Lynn, do you have a line you'd like to add?
Love, 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 love. That's what's coming up right now.
Love, 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 love.
Sounds like
Okay.
Beatles. Okay.
And then my line's going to be love rocks the world.
Ooh.
Let's try our whole poem from the top. And now just because we're theater people, let's add a movement as we speak. And you could be melodramatic. Let's like just get big here, get hammy. Okay. We're not going for Meisner at the moment. We're going for hammy.
So are we saying the lines together or one at a time?
Forget it. Well, we'll start with the love can transpose, and we'll try to do the lines together. We'll try.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Camera.
Everyone here, or just the three of us?
Oh yeah, if anybody wants to join in, you can join in. Yes.
Okay.
Let's all join in with movement. Lights, camera, action. Love
can transpose
form and dignity.
Confusion reigns around my
femininity. Love, love,
love,
love,
love,
love,
love. Love rocks the world.
Woo!
All right, let's give all of us a round of applause. Okay, so in just under a minute, we'll go into breakout rooms of about 4 each. Might end up with 3. We'll see. But in your breakout room, talk about how you relate to the poem, about a minute each in your own life experience, and then choose one line that will start a new poem or song, and everybody contributes one line to the poem or song. You could add a movement if you wish. And then we'll come back in 10 minutes and share our creations if you wish. Okay? Any questions? Yes. All right. Have fun in your breakout rooms. It's possible Lynn, Marianne, and I might be in one of your groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see you there.
I did. I added you into the breakout room.
Okay, great. So yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you. And thank you for playing. I had a lot of fun with my group. Who had some fun with your group? Playing. All right. And so one of our intentions with this workshop is to highlight 3 important qualities that we like to bring to our Shakespeare groups in prison, which are connection, building connection with ourselves and others, emotional awareness, really learning about our emotional selves and how we can regulate ourselves, and also empathy, which theater does beautifully, like being able to step inside another's shoes. So who feels a little more connected now to our group than you did at the start of our time together? Anybody? I know I do. Great. So that's our hope, is to just build connection through these exercises. We do want to now give some space for some performances. So have time for maybe 2 groups to go. Oop, my son is taking down my iPad, but hold on, Sebi. So who would like to share your performance?
Can we go now?
I volunteer our group. Can I?
Let's have everybody in Lynn's group stay on video, but the rest of us are going to hide ourselves so we can really feature Lynn's group. So we'll stop our video. And great. So Lynn, and this is Lynn's group creation, Lynn and Lynn's group. And yes. Lights, camera, action.
What of that?
Why not me?
Why not me?
How can I make it be?
How can I make it be?
How can I make it be?
Smacking hard again and again.
What of that?
The pain is hitting me with like a stain.
Like a stain. A stain.
Love can be form
Love
and dignity.
Can be form and dignity.
Plain.
Plain.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Let's come on back on and show that group some love.
I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to volunteer our group for some singing and dancing.
Okay, wonderful, and thank you to everyone in Lynn's group. That was really fabulous. I liked how you kind of wove in the repetition there. That was a cool thing. So, all right, if you're in Mariannes Group, please stay on video, and let's have everyone else stop our videos so we can really feature Mariannes Group. And lights.
Hold on one second. We lost Melinda. She had to get off. There we go.
I had to turn my daughter's iPad down so you guys didn't have to listen to it. Okay.
All right. Lights, camera, action.
And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
Sometimes love takes a while to find.
My heart is tender. My hope is great.
You'll see me true and not too late.
Cupid.
Yay.
Fabulous. Let's all come back on. Whoa.
Awesome.
Punch the ending. All right. I think we have time for one more group performance before we come to our closing. So is there another group who would like to go? I see Trish. No, who's got their hand up?
Oh, I was in the other one. I was waving.
Oh, great. That's what, okay. And you did a great job. Who would like to go? Let's see. We have a volunteer.
It's Eileens Group.
Okay, Eileen. Okay, great. Everyone in Eileen's group. That's me included. Let's stay on, and everyone else will go off our videos. Okay, here we go. Lights, camera, action. And everybody, make sure you're not on mute. One more time. Lights, camera, action.
I am thought as fair as she. So really,
what's up with me?
I keep chasing ecstasy,
and
it never comes to
me. Free. Yay! Come on back on. All right. Fabulous job. Fabulous. Yes. Let's give a round of applause for everybody. Yay. And a high five to someone next to your box there. High five, a low five. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for playing. I'm going to hand it off to Marianne, who's going to do some takeaways with us, but really appreciate, your presence and your willingness to just jump right in.
Oh, yes. Okay. So just for a little end, we'd like to end our groups with a little bit of reflection. We usually spend a little bit more time on this, but I'm watching the clock here. So if we could just go around and have each person name one thing you are taking away from today or something that you were touched by, just one word, take yourself off mute. And I don't know if we can do it one after the other because we're not numbered, but we'll just see what popcorn style, what comes out. So,
Dogs.
There you go. Beautiful.
Kids.
Love.
Impulses.
Laughter.
Friends.
Connection.
I have 2 words. Emotional spectrum.
Play.
Play, yes. What was the other one?
Open.
Sunshine.
Ooh. Was that funshine or sunshine?
I said sunshine, but I'm changing it to funshine for sure.
Listening.
It's freeing.
Oh, There we go. Thanks, Funshine. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, everyone. It was an absolute pleasure to play with you today. I hope it gave you a little sense of how we work as drama therapists.
Oh,
Thank you,
all.
Scott. Thank you, Scott, and Shakespeare and Prisons Network.
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you all so much. That was wonderful. And we'll see you next Friday.